In this video, I'm going to show you a simple recipe to make smoked rib barbecue sandwiches at home. I mean, just look at this. This recipe is so beginner friendly and absolutely delicious. It's just like a McRib, except not in a Kaiser bun, using regular bread. Come on along for the ride. I'll talk you through the entire recipe. This one's super simple. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Let's go through this recipe from the top. Okay, so all I did was pick up a rack of ribs. Nothing special, just a nice St. Louis cut rack of ribs. Remove the silver skin on the bottom. Now, we want to portion this into thirds, so I cut it with one having 3 ribs and one having 4 and then one having 3. It just split up easily, evenly, and that's about it. Then I hit them with Bar-b-quispice. This is a barbecue seasoning by Royal Nova Company. I made sure to get all sides. We want to get all nooks and crannies. It's really important with barbecue that you're seasoning properly. I'm sure you've heard me say that a million times. But we want to evenly distribute these over the ribs, and just check that out. Perfect. Ready for the pellet smoker. This is going to be absolutely delicious. I really like this barbecue rub. There it is again, Bar-b-quispice. Anyway, check this out. So these ribs are going to go low and slow. I'm running them at 250 degrees, and I'm just letting that smoke roll over top. Now, we're looking for fall off the bone ribs here. We're going to overcook them. That's obvious. That's exactly what we want. If we're having a sandwich, you clearly need to pull the bones out. So we're going to make sure these ribs are cooked thoroughly. So what we do is just let it roll. Once you just see those bones starting to poke, the idea here is we're going to wrap it in some tinfoil with butter, barbecue sauce, and just really let it braise itself. So I let it kind of go for about maybe an hour or so after I start seeing the bones pulling out like this. That's when I really start to monitor this. And once it hits about 165 degrees, which is about an hour after the bones start pulling, then that's when I go in with that tinfoil butter barbecue sauce mix. So as you can see right here, this is looking fantastic. We've let that clean smoke just roll over these pieces of pork. These sections of ribs are going to be absolutely diabolically delicious. Let's get them wrapped. So like I said, the method here is take a piece of tinfoil, put down a knob of butter. You're going to set down your rack of ribs with the top side facing down and those bones on the top. You're going to put another knob of butter on there. Then you're going to hit them with barbecue sauce. Today I'm using Sweet with a Little Heat barbecue sauce by Royal Nova Company, putting some down as a base layer and then drizzling it all over top, okay? This is really important. We really want to let this braise. I folded over the tinfoil, then pushed down as well. That's super important. I really want this to be tight. And we're doing that for all these racks of ribs, every single one of them. And we're just going to let them go onto that pellet smoker. You can crank it up to 300 at this point if you want. We just want to make sure we get these to about 203. You can probably pull them off around 195, but I highly recommend going to about 203 because at that point, you're going to have a delicious rack of ribs. Well, a third of a rack of ribs here, but it's going to be absolutely ready for you to pull out those bones. So I went ahead and threw down just a piece of toast. You can see here I threw down the ribs, and let's go in for that bone pull. As you can see, it's just releasing after a really light tug. That's all you need. Each of these just slides right out. It's fantastic. Going to be absolutely delectable. There's the third. Holy cow, just sliding right out of there, guys. I'm super psyched about this. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. So at this point, we're going to toss a little white onion on there. We're probably going to go in with a little more barbecue sauce if you'd like. That's optional. I really enjoy this Sweet with a Little Heat sauce, so I wanted to go on with a little bit extra because that glaze set perfectly, but more sauce will never hurt. Then a nice piece of pickle. Nice slices, right? Throw that down. Throw down that piece of toast right on top, and we have ourselves a delicious rib sandwich. Doesn't that look absolutely fantastic? Oh, buddy, this was so delicious. I ate two of them. My wife devoured the other one. We were thrilled. It was just like a McRib, just a regular sandwich version. Here I go again. Got another one. We'll pull out those bones, make sure that this is cooked properly. Like I said, 203 degrees. That's what you're looking for to get these bones just falling right out. And with a quick twist, that's going to come out without any issue. There you go. Oh, buddy, I was thrilled. I really enjoyed cooking this. It was kind of like one of those things. I've cooked a lot of ribs. I can show you how to cook ribs over and over and over, but when I get a cool little recipe like this where it kind of switches it up, I'm always psyched about that. I find it really fun. And hopefully you're finding this fun. I mean, this recipe is so easily repeatable. I always tell people how easy just making barbecue sandwiches is. And like every type of meat that you barbecue low and slow works well in a sandwich because it's just melting in your mouth, bud. Anyway, if you like this recipe, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this yourself. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm always out here just having a good time cooking on my barbecue. And like I said before, make sure you go out and cook something delicious. You deserve it. Take care and stay safe until next time.